Hi everybody. Sorry, I'm a little bit late today. I was trying to get some stuff happening, and I actually I got it happening, which is hi everybody, which is exciting. So I'm excited to show you that, and thanks for your patience. So what are we going to do today? I think first of all, I'm going to try to make my, well, you'll tell me. It seems like my video might be a little bit dark today, but maybe it's okay. You let me know. Anyway, I think I'm going to jump right in and do a little bit of playing. Yeah, here we go. So, what was that? I see people saying that the image is dark, and it is. Okay, and the sound is fuzzy, from what I understand. Is that right? Are you guys hearing fuzzy sound? I'm going to change this a little bit over here, if so. This is what happens when you try to change things on the day that you do the live stream. Okay, so first of all, bear with me for a moment. I'm going to make the image a tiny bit. Well, people are saying the sound is fine. Okay. A little fuzzy, maybe. Okay. Well, I'm going to yeah, adjust the sound a little bit. Hopefully this will be better. Is this better? Okay, good. All right, so just give me 1 second. I'm gonna make the image a little brighter here. There we go. How's that? That should be just about normal. Yeah. Okay, good. So what was that? That was a piece by Mark Turner, who's one of the great jazz saxophonists and composers. Yeah, Mark Turner is his name. And he's been a big inspiration to me for a long time. And that's a piece he wrote called Lenny Groove. And it's actually a tribute to Lenny Tristano, who was my mentor, Lee Konitz's mentor. And I just think it's an incredibly cool piece because it kind of incorporates that language that the quote-unquote Tristano school had. These very intricate melodic lines, but also makes it really hip. Like it's a very kind of 1990s jazz composition. And you may have noticed that I was doing something else while that was happening, and it's this thing that I just made. It's something I call disc clavier drums, and check it out. So that's my piano making all those sounds. You can't see it very well. Maybe you can see it better here. See that bass note going down. And the treble notes are also moving, but you can't see them because they're right at the top of the piano. And I've put some things inside the piano to make the sound different. And I can change the tempo. And I can also change everything about it. I can change the time signature, like that piece that I just played, Lenny Groove, that's in 5. And it was playing in 5. But let's go a little deeper. There's something that I hinted at in a few of my previous live streams, and it's this theory by Godfrey Toussaint, who's a music researcher at McGill in Montreal. It's this theory that that a lot of the great traditional claves, so a lot of the great traditional rhythms, have like a common DNA. And that DNA is found by taking the number of beats that you have. So in this case, we have basically 20 subdivisions, because we're in 2 bars of 5/4, and each quarter note has 2 eighth notes. So I'll try to make this short, but we have 20 subdivisions, and then the question is, if you're going to put like 5 events in that space, or 4 events in that space, or 6 events in that space, how do you distribute them? And what he found is that if you divide those events equally and try to place the events as regularly as possible, then you get a lot of these traditional rhythms. And it's pretty fascinating. So let me give you an example. Let's say that we are in 12/8, okay? And let's say that in 12/8 I want to have 5 events. And we'll go like this. Wait a minute. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But let's now make it 7 events in that same amount of time. Okay, so that is literally just taking the 12 spaces that we have right now and dividing them into 7 equal parts. But since 12 can't be divided exactly in 7 equal parts, then you have to space things. You have to do like the closest possible spot for each one of these beats. Okay, so you take these 12 beats, you divide them into 7 parts equally. But then you take the nearest beat that the event can actually fit into, because you can't actually space them equally since 12 isn't divisible by 7. Okay? And then you get this amazing rhythm. This is the Bembe clave. 1. Okay, so that's the Bembe clave. And the Bembe clave is one of the most fundamental claves there is in terms of Afro-Cuban rhythm. It's the foundation of a lot of the music from those regions that we know and love. And I mentioned like a number of streams ago, but I think it's worth repeating that the Bembe clave is the same thing as the major scale. Okay, so let's listen to that rhythm again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba da ba da ba 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 da ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba ba. Okay, so this is again one of the fundamental rhythms. Da da ba da ba ba. And if you count how many spaces there are between each one of these events, it's da da ba ga da da ga ga. So it's like 1 2 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. Da 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 da. 1 2 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. All right, so it's the spaces are 2 2 1 2 2 2 1. And if you look at the major scale, you have 12 notes to choose from, right? The notes of the chromatic scale. And if you look at the major scale, you take the first one, then you skip 2, get the second one, then you skip 2, get the third, then you skip 1, get the fourth, then skip 2, get the fifth, skip 2, get the sixth, skip 2, get the seventh, and skip 1, and get the octave. Okay, so it's 2 2 1 2 2 2 1. 2 2 2 1 2 2 2 1. The major scale is the bembe clave. It's exactly the same. It's the same structure exactly as the bembe clave. And what's fascinating about this is this researcher Godfried Toussaint figured out that that this isn't just a coincidence. It's not something that people came up randomly. It actually is the most regular way of spacing 7 things in 12 things. Okay, isn't that amazing? And so I took that idea and wrote this algorithm that can make that rhythm in any time signature. Okay, so with any time signature, you can ask it to space any number of beats that you want as evenly as possible, and then you just wait and see what happens. So let's check out, for example, let's check out 8 subdivisions. Okay, so this is 8 possible spaces we can be in, and I'm going to ask for 5 events. Okay, let's just check this out. Bob da ga ba dum ga go do ga do bob do ba go do ga do go do. What a cool rhythm, right? Dop to ga ga do bop to ga ba do bop to go ba do dop. So this comes directly out of this theory of how to space 5 events in this case in 8 events, and you get this incredibly groovy rhythm that's actually present in lots of traditional musics. For example, that one, I remember encountering my friend Richie Barchet, who's a great drummer and who played in my trio for 6 years. He told me that he heard that in Tahiti when he was there. Except that in Tahiti, they did it as a rhythmic canon. So one voice would go, and the other one would do the same thing, but an 8th note earlier. So instead of ba-ba-da, ba-da, ba-ba-do, it would go ba-ba-da, ba-ba, ba-ba-da, ba-ba, ba-ba-da, ba-ba, ba-ba-da, ba-ba. So one would go ba-ba-da, ba-da, ba-ba-da, ba-da. Another one would go ba-ba-da, ba-ba, ba-ba-da, ba-ba, ba. Okay? So basically it would sound like, and that's a rhythm that I used a lot in the piano concerto that I wrote in 2010. That's called The View from Orohina, which is the highest mountain in Tahiti. So yeah, I think this stuff is really fascinating. I always love it when somehow it's possible to crack some kind of code behind things, and this is a great example of that. Let's check out, I don't know, let's check out 18 positions. So that's going to be like 9/4, okay? Be like 9 quarter notes. And I'm going to ask it to do, if you have any requests, by the way, Put them in the comments. In the 9 subdivisions, let's ask it to do 7 events. Okay, 7 base events. Let's see what happens with that. Actually, I'm going to ask for a different tempo. Let's see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I like feeling this one in 3 actually. Okay, so it's like easier to feel in 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I feel like 7 events isn't enough for this. Let's try 10. But here's 8. That's really cool, isn't it? Oh, I love that one. I've actually never even checked this one out before. Okay, I'm gonna try to play along with this a bit. Woo! I'm being told there's some sound distortion, and I'm going to adjust some things here. To be perfectly honest, I was trying to change some things today so that I'm using less processing power in my computer. And yeah, the idea was to make things less buggy. But you know, every time you fix something with these things, it creates other problems. So so let's see if this helps a little bit. This should help, probably, hopefully. Keep letting me know if we have problems, because I was really enjoying playing for you just now. So so I want to keep doing that. Yeah. So here we go. All right, keep letting me know how this is sounding. George Thomas Wilson, my distant cousin, lets me know the distortion only happens when the rhythm is overlaid on the piano. Okay, good to know. Well, we'll get it together, little by little. Anyway, isn't this cool? I just think it's pretty remarkable that with math you can get to a whole bunch of these traditional rhythms that people have figured out, probably mostly intuitively. Who knows? Maybe somebody in Africa was thinking to himself or herself, you know, what happens if we take these amount of beats and make them as regular as possible? I think that's perfectly possible too. People are very clever. So yeah, I'm gonna turn things down even a little bit more here. So let me know if we're continuing to have peaking problems. All right, what are we gonna do now? George Thomas Wilson says, not that distant. Yeah, well, I think that this should be pretty good. I'm pretty sure that this is not going to be doing any peaking now. Okay, so I want to do some more with this algorithm. Let's imagine doing like, what happens if I take 18 events? Okay, I'm going to take 18 slots. Imagine like an 18 note scale, and I ask my algorithm to position the bass events as regularly as possible, but I ask the algorithm to do 7. Okay, let's try 7. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is not it, but now it's going to be it. Ga gong gong ga gong ge dong ga gong ge gong de gong dong ga gong gong ge gong ge dong ga gong ge gong. How was that for you? Karen Bentley Pollock. Hi, Karen. Thanks for joining us. Says Dan owns unison repetitions. Hey, I'll take what I can get, even if it's unison repetitions. Thanks, Karen. I see Mike Sight says could be a mic placement issue. To be clear, these sounds are supposed to sound like this. That's the way it's intended to sound. I've put things in my piano to make it sound like a drum rather than a piano. And up here too. This is on purpose. So maybe that's what people are thinking sounds like distortion. I actually have some standard issue erasers in the bass here. You can see. Yeah, the idea is to make those bass sounds not have too much pitch. That way I can play in any key I want. And the top ones not have too much pitch either, because if you can hear really clear notes, then if you play in a different key, it's going to sound strange. Okay, so I guess things are okay. Mike Sight says, everyone was talking about distortion. I didn't hear it. Okay, good. So maybe things are cool. In any case, I will have that fixed for a really special thing I'm doing this Friday. I'm going to be doing another duo Jack Trip concert. Okay, so what that means is I'm using this software called Jack Trip. It's very cutting edge and actually kind of hard to use, but really gotten it to work well now. And it enables me to play in real time with people who are relatively close by, like within 100 miles. And I'm going to do a duo concert this Friday with an incredible musician, one of my favorite bassists out there, the great Linda Mahan-O. Some people know her as Linda O. Here, check it out. Here's an incredible poster. I gotta lean this way now. So yeah, that's this Friday, 3 p.m. New York time. So that means 9 a.m. in Hawaii, 12 p.m. in San Francisco, 8 p.m. in London, 9 p.m. in Paris, and so on. I think that's 10 p.m. In Jerusalem, probably. And it's just $5. And you can give a donation if you want, but you can also just buy a $5 ticket. That's totally okay. And the tickets are at dantepfer.com/tix, T-I-X. And they're just $5. And Linda O is incredible. I mean, she's been a member of the Pat Metheny Quartet for quite a long time now. I think probably 3 or 4 years. As most of you probably know, the Pat Metheny Quartet is one of the top touring bands, not only in jazz, but in any kind of music in the world. And she is an absolute monster, and I'm really excited to be playing with Linda. And she's excited about about doing this Jack Trip thing too. So yeah, if you're free this Friday, please head to dantepfer.com/TIX and get a ticket. You can also, even if you're not free, you can see it later. If you buy a ticket, you'll have access to the replay for at least a week after that. I mean, the reality is I probably will leave it up indefinitely for the people who have the tickets. So yeah, you can just get a ticket and join us on Friday or later. So we'd love to have you there. I got a text message while I was playing just now from my friend Nora Murray Kavanagh, who was my roommate when I was in college in Scotland at the University of Edinburgh. And she's just one of the loveliest people out there. She said things are kind of tough right now. And I'm very sorry to hear that. So I'm going to play something for Nora. Even though she hasn't made a request. Yeah, I'm gonna play something for Nora. I don't know quite quite what right now, but it's going to come to me in just a second. Here we go. Some hopefully healing music from Nora. That was for Nora. Improvisation on you don't know what love is until you know the meaning of the blues. And sorry I left that link to the tickets up that entire time. That was not intentional. But anyway, that's really the goal with music, right? Is if I can provide any respite from the tough times that people are going through right now, I want to do that. Thanks so much for your lovely comments, you guys. Robert Jacobson asks, "What is this thing called love?" Hey, that's a great request. Maybe I'll play "What is this thing called love," but with a cool groove for my algorithm here. That would be pretty fun. Why don't I explain a little bit more about what's going on? Let's see if I can bring this over, show you what's going on. Oh yeah, there you go. Whoa. Oh my God, there's some crazy stuff happening. Yeah, so this is a very, very basic visual that I just made for this algorithm that carries out this concept by Gottfried Toussaint about where to place bass notes in order to get these very groovy rhythms, many of which were actually found by traditional cultures. But this is actually, this thing right here is doing something, that's representing something different. Because there are two aspects of this, right? There's where the bass notes fall. So that's this part. I'm just going to let's do it in 8. Keep it really simple. 8 with, I can't even see. What is that, 7 events? No, that's 4 events. Oh, here we go. 7 events. Dakaduku, gadugidugiduga, 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 gadugidugiduga. So that's 7 events in dakataka, gataka. Yeah, that's 7 events in 8 spaces, right? But let's do fewer. Let's do 5. Yeah, let's try that. Right. Okay. So that's that rhythm we looked at earlier, right? Do, duku, gadu, dak, duku, kuku. So that's the bass. That's the bass part. But let's listen to the treble part. This is something completely different. Okay, so I want to actually find a better way of producing that sound with my piano, because to me right now it feels a little too much just like something striking wood with no resonance, and I'm going to be working on that. It's all about, like, right now I have these mutes in the piano, and I've tried it with screws and things like that, which is what what the people who've gotten really into prepared piano have used, but I haven't gotten the sound that I want just yet. But anyway, listen to that. Isn't that nice and groovy? But it has a nice up and down. It has it breathes. It has a humanity to it. Compare that to if I had. Let's see. Let's try. Oh, wait. Let's try. Okay, these are all okay. So here's like the most boring one, right? Let's listen to that. Okay, so nothing's happening, right? It's just all flat. And that's not very interesting. And you know, when you hear somebody play percussion, it'd be like, there's always this this breathing. There's dynamics to it, and the dynamics are what makes it interesting and engaging. Okay, this is not engaging. It's just a robot. But let me change this. Let's try this. That's better. How about this one? That's cool. So there's all this micro phrasing in there, right? And how am I getting this? I'm getting this by taking a sine wave and compressing it into the space of these events, and then grabbing the volume of each one of those notes by looking at the value of that sine wave at each position. Okay, so this is also totally just math. And I just think it's so effective, because it'd be really hard to produce that that kind of naturalness artificially, I think. I mean, well, obviously this is kind of artificial since it's math, but I think it'd be hard to produce it without having like a concept about how this works. And by the way, this is not my idea either. This is an idea that that I got from I don't know why this seems to have frozen actually. Well, anyway, this is an idea that I got from, I can't actually remember, from somebody online. And actually the two ideas are very related. This idea of Gottfried Toussaint's about how to fit bass events, that is totally related to this idea of getting dynamics from putting a sine wave within the space of the beats. It's a lot to talk about right now. Mike Sight says, I wish you'd play that for the group sometime. Ligety fanfares. Yes, you're totally right. Actually, that rhythm of the Ligety fanfares, it goes like this, right? So that is, that's the bass line. Or the ostinato of this piece by Ligety, great composer of the 20th century, called Ligety, called Fanfares. It's a study for piano, and the groove he has it very clearly written in the part. The groove is and now that I think of that, so that's 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. So that has to be, because there's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. There's 8 total events, right? I mean, there's 8 subdivisions. There's 8 spots for those beats, for those bass notes to be, right? There's 8 possible places, and he's chosen to put 3 in there, right? 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. And I think, if I think about this, that would be the most regular way of placing 3 events in 8. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think my computer here has died. So, well, let's see. Has it? Yeah, it is. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. So I'm going to be able to check this out for you guys. Let's see if that's one of these rhythms. So Gottfried Toussaint calls these rhythms that you get by taking X number of divisions and dividing them as equally as possible. He calls these Euclidean rhythms because the process of arriving at the placement of these beats is similar to Euclidean division. Okay, so Euclid, this ancient Greek mathematician, I believe. Or was he? No, he was Roman, wasn't he? Euclid. Boy, please correct me in the comments. In any case, he came up with this way of doing division where well, it's a progressive process that you can look up. But in any case, this process of finding where to place the beats is similar to Euclidean division. So he calls these rhythms Euclidean rhythms. And what I want to see right now is whether that groove that Ligety has in fanfares is a Euclidean rhythm. I'm pretty sure that it is, just thinking about it. Okay, so we're going to start with 8 possible spots that things can be in. Okay, here we go. Actually, I'm going to take that back for a second. And we're going to do 3 bass events. Okay. And we're going to see what happens. Yeah. So it is. It is a Euclidean rhythm. It is a Euclidean rhythm. And I'm sorry, it seems like I left my voice mic on that whole time. So that was probably not nearly as good sounding as it would have been otherwise. But there you go. You know, that's a great example. I'd never even thought about that before. Thanks for bringing up Ligety fanfares in the comments. But yeah, it's a Euclidean rhythm. So that groove is what you get if you take 8 events, as you have. That's 8 events, and you divide them in 3 as equally as possible. Okay, isn't that fascinating? I'll point out something else about Ligety fanfares, which is that bass line is also a Messiaen mode. Okay, so Messiaen was this great French classical composer of the 20th century, and he came up with these modes that divide the octave equally. Okay, so for example, the diminished scale. It divides the octave equally because actually it's just a 2-note scale. It's just this repeated every minor third. Okay, that's all it is. So in other words, it's symmetrical within the octave, which, for example, the major scale is not. That's not symmetrical within the octave. You can't move it around within the octave and get the same thing. But the diminished scale, you can start it on A, and you get the same notes as if you started on C. And there are 3 different ones. There's the one on C sharp. Sorry. And there's one on D. And there's only 3 scales. Messiaen mode 3 is one of my favorite. That's a 3-note scale that goes like this, repeated every major third. Okay, and that one also, there are 4 of them. There's okay, there's only 4 of them, because then when you go to E, it's the same as the C one. So to get back to Ligety fanfares, one of the Messiaen modes, I forget the number that it has, is this one. And as you can see, it divides the octave into 2 parts. Okay, the diminished scale divides the octave into 4 parts, right? It's this 4 times. The Messiaen mode 3, which is also called the double augmented scale, or triple augmented scale, divides the octave into 3 parts. Okay, and this scale, this Messiaen mode divides it into 2 parts, this and this. Okay, so that bass line of Ligaty's is clearly a tribute to Messiaen. I mean, Messiaen is a huge influence on everybody who's checked them out, including on me. Anytime you hear me play a chord like this, that is pure Messiaen. But anyway, Ligety was clearly paying tribute to Messiaen when he chose this bass line. Okay, but Messiaen never used rhythms like that, or to my knowledge anyway, Messiaen was not really interested in that kind of groove orientation. And Ligety was, because he had a composition student who was Puerto Rican, I believe. I'm trying to remember, but Latin American in any case, or Central American, who was super knowledgeable about Latin American rhythms. And so he introduced Ligety to these rhythms, one of which is okay, so this is pretty fascinating. When Ligety wrote fanfares, he's dealing with division of the octave in equal parts, and I only just realized just this moment, thanks to you guys, he's dealing with division of 8 beats into 3 equal parts. Isn't that amazing? It's the whole thing is about these symmetries. And there's a lot else that I could say about this piece. I think I was going to say I might be up for playing the actual piece for you, at least the first part, but I feel like I think I'm going to save that. think I'm going to save it for next week because it's really hard to play, and I haven't played it in a long time. That's why just now I was just playing the bass line and switching between my hands and improvising the rest. But yeah, I want to play that for you pretty soon. Wow, I can't believe how time flies. Is it really already 3:30? How did that happen? If I've been playing for you for 90 minutes, that's insane. All right, what should I play to close this, you guys? What should I play to close this live stream? Oh, and maybe I should, yeah, why don't you tell me in the comments if you have requests? Actually, I've been doing a terrible job of reading the comments today. Let's see. Marissa Castilha says, I am not a musician and enjoying this so much. Great, I'm so glad, because sometimes I wonder if I get too nerdy, maybe not everybody's into it. Julie Barbier says, wait, I lost it. She says, c'est tellement fou ce rythme effréné. Yeah, which means it's so crazy, this frenetic rhythm. And it's true, that's just one of the greats, right? Let me just play you the very beginning of it. That way, for the people who don't know this piece, they'll just get the vibe. It is so amazing. That's me, I throw caution to the wind. Here you go. Here it is. Okay, I'm just going to play the beginning of it for you. Oh, and why don't I do it with that groove again? Let's see. Here we go. I'll tell you what, if you come back next week, I'll play this for you properly. I will, first of all, I'll have my foot pedal so I can turn the pages on my iPad. For that, I mean, it's stop. And then I'll do an improv on it. But I'm so pleased to realize, thanks to your help, that that rhythm that Ligaty's using there is, in fact, a Euclidean rhythm. I saw somebody earlier schooling me on where Euclid was from. Let's see if I can find that comment. Well, unfortunately, the comments only go so high, and then I can't see the earlier ones. But the person who was saying where Euclid was from, I saw out of the corner of my eye that whoever it was, Alan Haggard says Greek. Yes, of course Greek. And I saw that whoever it was who said earlier, who posted the comment earlier, actually wrote some Greek characters. So definitely Greek, and I apologize for not knowing that or for not being certain of it. Euclid, great Greek mathematician, and I guess kind of inventor of the concept of division, if I understand it correctly. Mike Sight says, makes me want to dance. Can't hear this and sit still. Yeah, it's so powerful. But that's what these rhythms do. It's incredible. They are super groovy. Like, just to give you an example, let's check out, something pretty advanced. Let's see what it does when you give it 20 divisions. Okay, I'm gonna give it 20 divisions. And ask it to do, I don't know. Let's see what this. That was 3 events, right? So we'll do 4, 5, 6. Let's do 6 events in 20 divisions. Okay, I feel this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, well, that was an improvisation on all the things you are, using the Euclidean rhythm over 20 subdivisions. Okay, so it's so fascinating, and what I love about this stuff, what I love about playing with it, is that it requires a ton of concentration from me to really stay with it. There were moments there where I got a little bit pulled towards 9/8 instead of 10/8. That was kind of like 10/4 what I was just playing, but I kept getting pulled towards 9/4 occasionally because of the way the bass events were happening. I mean, it's so amazing, right? To hear this. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like all those bass notes are happening in the most surprising place, but on the other hand, it feels really natural to me. Feels really groovy, you know. So that's kind of that's the sweet spot. That's what we want. That's what these traditional rhythms, these traditional cultures have found, is that sweet spot between things that feel really good and really grooving, but that are not too obvious. So thank you so much for being with me today. I'm going to plug this one more time. I'm doing this show this Friday with the great Linda Mahon O. Linda O. One of the greatest bassists out there, longtime member of the Pat Metheny Quartet, and incredible musician. Tickets are $5, and you can get them at dantepfer.com/tix. This Friday at 3 p.m. New York time, but you can watch the replay anytime if you can't make that time this Friday. So yeah, I hope that you can join us. We'll be taking requests. I didn't do a very good job today of taking requests. In fact, I didn't take any requests. Sorry about that. I just got really excited about these Euclidean rhythms, you know. But I promise on Friday we will take some requests, and we'll also play some compositions of Linda's, some compositions of mine, and very much hope that you can join us for that. I also want to mention, yes, Alan Haggard, thank you so much for reminding me. I see Alan Haggard reminded me in the comments. Tomorrow night, I'm doing a really special thing, the Ottawa Jazz Festival, where I played in the Ottawa Winter Jazz Festival earlier this year. The Ottawa Jazz Festival is holding their Summer Jazz Festival online, and they've asked me to do a stream for them. And that's at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. You can find the link on my website. If you go to dantepfer.com/calendar, the link will be there. But you can also just look up Ottawa Jazz Festival, and you'll find it. So that's at 7 p.m. New York time tomorrow, Tuesday. And I'm going to be doing something really special. It's going to be Natural Machines that I'm going to be presenting. It's going to be a concert of my Natural Machines program. But I'm also, for the very first time, I'm going to get my old friend, an amazing musician and saxophonist, Peter Kankura, to play along with one of my algorithms from Ottawa. So he's in Ottawa. He's going to be playing sax, and he's actually going to be controlling this piano with a MIDI keyboard that he has over there in real time from Ottawa and playing along with it on sax. So pretty excited about that. That's going to be a total first for me. It's my first time doing MIDI over the internet. Oh yeah, Mike Seitz point out, yes, you did take a request, Ligety fanfares. That's entirely true. I did. Thanks for that. Thanks for that request, actually. All right, so that's Ottawa, and Alan Haggard also reminds me to mention that I'm on Patreon, patreon.com/Dan Tepfer. If you'd like, you could choose to support these Monday live streams with $5 a month or whatever you can afford. Thank you so much for being with me today. It's super fun for me to do this for you because, actually, to be fully honest, that's how I get new work together. That's how I got this thing with the drums and the Euclidean rhythms that I've been meaning to do for literally years. I've been meaning to, well, at least 1 year, I've been meaning to get this together. It's thanks to you thanks to the fact that I want to present it to you for these Monday streams, that I got it together. Everybody needs a deadline. I need a deadline anyway. So thank you. Thanks for being with me, and really hope to see as many of you as possible this Friday for the duo concert with Lindo, and also tomorrow night. That's a free one tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for the Ottawa Jazz Festival. Okay, thanks again. Lots of love from Brooklyn. I hope you're all hanging in there, and I will be back tomorrow, Friday, and also next Monday at 2 p.m. for this regular Monday stream. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.